Alright guys, next brake job you go to do, my advice is go on to Amazon and check out PowerStop brakes. Alright? Super affordable, and check that bad boy out. Now, I'm not saying you absolutely have to get slotted and drilled rotors, but what I will say is they are beautiful. Not only that, slotted and drilled rotors may not be for everyone. They do make a little bit more rotational noise than your conventional planed brake rotor. Not plain, planed. Now, slotted and drilled, what that means is we got drilled holes through it, and we got slots in the rotor as well. Now, just a little bit of education, okay? Here's what these do. When the brake pad starts biting into the rotor surface, it generates heat, okay? The way that brakes work is that they take kinetic energy of your vehicle going down the road and they turn it into heat energy via the brake pads and the rotors, okay? Now, the reason these are so slick is because when the pad starts biting, as these vanes are coming through and spinning, and that's actually the wrong way, it goes this way. As these are coming through and spinning, it takes the heat from the inside of the rotor, which you're gonna always, your hottest point will always be the hub. There's a lot more surface area, a lot more conductive heat here than there is on the very outside of the rotor. So what it's doing is taking that heat energy and creating air pockets to pull air in between underneath the pad and in between the rotor to help keep the brakes cool. Slotted and drilled rotors will not shorten your stopping distance, okay? Everyone's got these crazy ideas like, oh, it'll improve your stopping distance by this much. No, it won't. Now, when the brakes are at max temp or running in the higher temperatures, that's when these are gonna stop shorter, because they will stay cooler even during abuse than a conventional rotor will. So, I'm not selling these on, hey, your stopping distance is going to be 20 feet shorter. No. But for someone like me who's constantly driving around and is very, very hard on their car, these are a great thing to have on there. Because I drive like a jackass, I ride my brakes, I brake at the last minute. These were designed for somebody like me, maybe someone like yourself. Now, you can tell they don't come in any kind of luxurious packaging, which I'm okay with. The brake pads, I have to say, I would appreciate if these actually came with hardware, because they don't. They just come with the pads themselves. So if you use PowerStop, odds are you're going to need to get hardware. Now, what I just put on the wife's car the other night, it's a Honda Accord, same setup, slotted and drilled, but I used Detroit brakes. Those came with the hardware, slotted and drilled rotors, as well as the brake pads. Now here's what I will say. The Detroit stuff I got is a lot more similar to a Napa high quality rotor, and in that the finish, you can tell they're not as nicely machined as these ones are. I'm going to put these on the Hyundai. I'm going to go drive them around, and I will post my final thoughts about these PowerStop brakes after I get them on. I got a rear set as well, but turns out I need rear calipers. No one had them around in stock, so I gotta wait till tomorrow. We're gonna go ahead and get these bolted on today though. Look at those bad boys. You know, I don't know what it is, but brakes, they get me excited. Especially nice brakes. So, little other educational lesson for you guys here. Stop throwing these in the garbage, okay? Put these back in, okay? It's not about the rotor falling off. That has nothing to do with why I'm talking about that, okay? Here's what it has to deal with, okay? If we push the rotor back, do you see how I can wiggle the studs? So again, I'll free up my hands, okay? We're gonna push the rotor on. I'm gonna grab the spindle. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, the side to side, okay? The rotors always are machined with tolerance between the lug nuts, okay? Now, if the rotor shifts and it's slightly up this way, you'll be off by a couple thousandths, okay? It's not even a huge deal at all, but when you're going 60 miles an hour and this 10-pound rotor starts picking up momentum, okay, and it's a couple thousandths off, it's just like warped rotors. Instead of the side-to-side shake, we'll have a little bit of a up and down shimmy, and it might be so slight you might not even notice it. It's the kind of stuff I can notice when I go to do the brake job and I see they pulled all the set screws out of them and the rotor's just stuck there. And most of the time in those cases you can take the rotor and just pull it right off the car, okay? Again, like I said, it's not about the rotor falling off. Obviously the rotors can't fall off, but it's a centering tool. That's why there's two, one here, one here. Several years back, we had a lot of cars where they started doing the one set screw, which is great. But that couple ounce set screw is outside of the center board, and once it starts picking up momentum, now you have a very slight imbalance in the rotor. Hence why most manufacturers now are doing two set screws. So, I'm not going to beat the issue up. Just wanted to let you guys know, put the screws back in, do it the right way. Everyone will be happy. I'm going to finish up this brake job, but I just wanted to show you guys how nice these look. I am very, very happy with these, especially considering the price I paid via Amazon. It's so much cheaper than parts stores. It does not even compare. So, again guys, PowerStop brakes. I will give final thoughts once I get some time on them. I'm stoked though. Alright, so I told you guys I was going to follow up, give you my thoughts on how the PowerStop brakes work after driving on them. It's now been about a week and a half, somewhere in there. At least several days. Now I put on quite a bit of mileage, commute to work, drive around regularly. And as I was telling you guys before, I beat the hell out of my car, especially the brakes. So, here's my thoughts on the PowerStop brakes after driving on them for a week and a half. They work phenomenal. They are probably the best brakes I put on the front of that car. And keep in mind, it's my third set of brakes. Now, what I was doing a couple days after putting them on is I was doing some crazy high-speed braking. I was trying to warp the rotors. Because what I wanted to do was see if I could warp the rotors or get them hot enough where I experienced brake fade, and that did not happen, okay? Now, bring these on a track, yeah, you're gonna get brake fade, okay? I'm not bringing my little slow Hyundai on a track, but what I'm getting at is that they perform better than any quality brake package you're gonna buy at a parts store. Now, for those of you that run shops or don't, whatever, you know, for those of you that may be a technician, maybe you're not, maybe you're just a do-it-yourselfer, you go to O'Reilly's, AutoZone, any of the parts stores, and you go to buy a brake package, you're gonna spend at least, you get rotors, pads, whole works, at least 110, 120. You go to a shop, they're charging you probably 200 just for parts. So here's the thing, these brake kits, okay, they're sold on Amazon and they are incredibly cheap, okay? Now I buy brake kits, this is actually for a different vehicle now, for a customer I ordered them for. You order these brake kits for maybe, I think the most expensive package I saw for one axle set was like $160, okay? Now keep in mind, sure, yeah, 160 is higher than the, you know, what I was just talking about, 110 to 150. But that was for a full-size truck. That was for a Z71 Silverado, okay? Here's the thing. They're still cheaper, because what you need to think about is that when you go to the parts store, you're literally buying a plain rotor, not this kind of rotor, a plain rotor with regular aftermarket brake pads, okay? This is slotted, drilled, nice finish on it, an anti-rust finish, okay? And they work way better for the same or less money. Now, for customers that I have at the shop, I order these kits, I mark them up such a small margin, it is still cheaper than going to the parts store to buy brakes. And then I install them for customers, making nearly no profit on the brakes, profiting on the labor, obviously. But here's the thing, I don't have to at that point worry about the car coming back with warped rotors, or they didn't get sufficient life out of the brakes, etc. So, final thoughts are, every set of brakes I put on a car from now on, I'm probably going to try to find the PowerStop version of either maybe just the plain rotors, maybe the slotted only rotors, or maybe slotted and drilled like this. Now again, like I said, these brakes do make a little bit more rotational noise, usually not enough where you're gonna notice driving the car. For someone who's really, really nitpicky, and it's like a, you know, higher end, like Cadillac, Audi, you know, something that's actually got a lot of noise dampening, and sure, maybe they hear a little bit more noise out of the brakes as they're just rotating. I'm not talking about when you get on the brakes they make noise. I'm talking about when these are turning past the pad assemblies, okay? They do catch air. They do make a little bit more rotational noise than conventional brakes. But guess what? For the performance, who cares? They work excellent. So, final thoughts on going onto Amazon and buying PowerStop brakes are, I would do it every time. So, I am from now on probably going to go out of my way to order these, wait for them, install them on people's cars, because I know they're going to be as happy as I am with these brakes. So, that being said, guys, stop going to the parts stores and spending money on brakes, okay? A lot of you guys, you know, I know a lot of it is waiting, you know, last minute, oh, I got to run to the parts store and get brakes because now they're just finally grinding, whatever. For those of you that can actually plan, actually get vehicle inspections, maybe service your vehicle with a regular mechanic or at a shop, have them check these out, okay? If your shop's not willing to order Amazon brakes and put them on your car, come to me. I will install these. I just did a set of these on a 2010 Dodge Journey, okay, full front brake job. It was the pads, the rotors, slotted and drilled, and I had to order hardware from the parts store because a lot of these don't come with hardware. $250 is what I charged her. You go to a shop, you're gonna spend at least that for shitty brakes. Now, I've worked for shops that charge $350, $450. You go to the dealer level, you buy OEM, all OEM stuff, you could be paying $500 for a set of brakes. You don't need to spend that kind of money. What you need to do is be strategic about it. You need to order the parts ahead of time and get them installed at a fair rate. That is my 2 cents on that. Now, I know we stretched that past my final thoughts on the PowerStop brakes. A lot of that was just my opinion, but the point I'm trying to get across, if you need brakes done, you can always check me out at Pete's Garage. I'm in Spring Lake Park, Minnesota. Otherwise, try to find a good, honest mechanic to start doing your work and tell him you want to start doing stuff like this, or her, or whoever they are. Because not only did I save money doing it this way, I have better brakes. And at the end of the day, if you can not only save money, but have better parts installed than what were already on there for the same job in comparison to a retail shop or you going over to Napa or O'Reilly's, this is a major win, okay? So, if you guys enjoyed the coverage on that stuff, please like my channel, subscribe, whatever you may do. My Facebook page is petesgarage.com/ My Facebook page is facebook.com/petesgaragecanfixit/ That'll bring you right to the page. YouTube channel is Caps Creative Automotive and Performance Solutions. I plan to every day try to grow this channel. Really, guys, I do this for you. I love educating people, helping them save money, helping them make their vehicles better, because in the end, that is where my passion lies, is in the vehicles. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you later.